Welcome back, Zaters!
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
We are back, y'all. Today we are talking about rejection. And I think rejection is rejection is a big talk topic when it comes to dating. I think whether who you date, how you date,
right,
what age you are dating, rejection is big. Before we jump into what you consider rejection, what was the first time you felt rejected? Like what age? Oh, you never.
What are you talking to? What are we talking about in terms of dating?
Yeah. Was it on the playground? You tried to kiss Tom, and little Tom said no.
I kissed my firstborn in second grade. I was not rejected, baby.
Oh,
I'm trying to see.
You've always been accepted.
I think rejection for me became a kind of like, I don't have an instance in my mind as an example of but I know the feelings of it. And I remember being out before people and, trying to talk to a lot of people who I was assuming that were gay, but they weren't, or it wasn't really their time yet. Those kind of instances always kind of made me feel like, those are kind of instances that kind of made me feel like, oh no, or you kind of like made a fool out of yourself. So yeah, those was kind of instances. What about you?
I think when I was in like the third grade, I think that was the first time I felt like rejected it was about a girl. And yeah.
Like you felt like actual, like you was disheartened and sad.
Yeah. Because I had bought her a Valentine's Day, like 10 cent that time, like little Valentine's Day sucker or whatever, and gave it to her. And she was just like, oh, I'm dating such and such. And so like, I don't know if I can even accept your sucker. Yeah. And I was a golden haired, cute baby boy. So you know what I did? I gave her sucker to somebody else. I didn't even like that girl. I just gave her the sucker to make her feel good. Because I'm like, oh, you can reject me, but this girl not. But I think that was the first time I really experienced like, oh my God, this is what it's like to be rejected.
Yeah.
So what do you feel like rejection is to you in terms of dating?
That's a really good question because, rejection is really a central part of like queer people as our transition and, being and living within the life.
Yeah.
I think that's a really central and integral part of like of us existing. And like, for me, what you said, what I consider rejection, that's very hard because I'm trying to see because we often look at, because we're going to cover disinterest very soon, and we often confuse the two. But I think rejection for me is, being in a space with someone in community and in connection and something changing within that.
Yeah.
And them not being interested anymore in that or have moved away from that feeling.
I think it's simple. Like to me, rejection is just like not being accepted when I am offering something.
That's good, yeah.
And that's just as simple as it.
Yeah, that's like a textbook definition.
Yeah. So like I feel like if I'm offering you my hand in marriage and you like, no, that's rejection. And I feel like when it comes to I think dating rejection is really, really a big deal because at this age, I feel like you know what you want. And everybody doesn't know what you want.
Right.
And the only way
know what you want, know what they want.
Everybody doesn't know what you want.
Okay.
They know what they want.
Okay.
And I think that's what rejection is. It's like, Nathan, let's put it out there. Let's say you date, every man you date got to be 6'1". A man that's 5'7" doesn't necessarily know that about you, but he's still going to
so you're going that way. Okay.
Shoot his shot, and in hopes that he won't be rejected. Shout out to short kings because you love a short king. Yeah, you love a short king.
You're being funny right now.
You do. Did you not? You said it this morning. We were on the call.
I do, but you being funny because you talk about somebody specific.
So, circling back to dating rejection, How do you, as a single man, navigate being rejected when dating?
I had to remove because rejection really is a lot. It's really a lot about your ego.
Yeah.
And I had to remove that space from it because you can be the most confident person.
Mhm.
Extending yourself out and putting yourself out in a space to have, someone like being vulnerable in that way and just to have someone say and giving them the opportunity or the option to choose you can be a little bit of a difficult experience.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I definitely feel like for me, like when it comes to navigating dating rejection,
Mhm.
I feel like it on this self-love journey,
Yeah.
I think rejection was a part of that journey.
Right.
And I think for me it was kind of flipped because as I started to reject people because I wasn't ready for a relationship, I just wanted to hang out and have a good time. And people caught feelings along the way. And I'm like, well, I can't do this right now. As I started to reject people, I put myself in their shoes and was like, how am I going to handle rejection? Because what if I meet somebody along the way and they're not ready? Just like
But is
I
it
wasn't
is it
ready.
really rejection if you so I think we should touch on this
Mhm.
interest. Is it really rejection if you're not interested? Because you asked me how was it for me in
Yeah.
the dating space. There are a lot of men that I will go after or be interested in, and they will either well, not a lot, but like if they're not interested, I don't necessarily feel like I'm being rejected. I feel like well, now that I think about it, I don't necessarily feel like I'm being rejected. I just feel like we're just not compatible. And if I look at it like that, it's easier for me to swallow rather than feeling like, oh, I'm giving myself to you. I'm asking you if you're interested in something that I have and giving you an option to do that. Because I
But
always tell you I'm not interested in being chosen.
well, okay. So why would that not be rejection if let's say you ask a guy out
Mhm.
to the movies, like, hey,
Mhm.
let's go to the movies. I want to get to know you more. And he's like, no, not right now. I'm not in the space to date. I'm actually maybe dating somebody else. That is rejection. And it's not,
I
but
feel
and I guess I feel like for some people, they view rejection as something bad. And it's not anything bad. It's just that that person does not have the same interest in you that you have in them.
yeah.
When we talking about, is disinterest rejection?
Mhm.
Disinterest is
You feel
rejection.
like this interest is
Yes,
rejection.
because if I'm not interested in you and you come at me and I tell you, I'm not interested in you like that, that's rejection. You shot your shot. I put the ball down and put it in the rack and put it away and said, I don't want the same thing that you want. That's rejection. But there's nothing wrong with rejection. It's a part of the dating game is being rejected.
I can agree with you with that. I just think that I think for me, I'm trying to put it in the context of because we're not even in the space of like even having a connection yet.
Mhm.
And I feel like once you get to that connection point, then it's an idea of rejection.
That's
for
a
me.
breakup. That's a break. That's not a rejection. That's a breakup. If we're in this connection, that's a breakup. But in
So
dating,
you did mention something. You said if they they said they were dating somebody else or they had
Yeah.
some other opportunity going
Yeah.
on. When I hear stuff like that, I don't necessarily feel rejected. Would you feel rejected if somebody said, "Oh, I'm not in the space to do that right now because I'm working on something with somebody else"?
Yeah.
You feel like that's
because
rejected?
because I feel like if I came to you and you like, dang, I know you had a crush on old boy, you know what I'm saying? Did you shoot your shot? I'm like, yeah, but he, you know what I'm saying? He got somebody right now. In your head, what are you gonna think? I was rejected. And you gonna say it to me. And just like
I'm
that.
gonna say that. I say some other words.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, okay. In that context, I guess I can buy into that.
What it sounds like to me is like for some people, and maybe for you, it's like swallowing the pill of that person not wanting you. And I think this tie into my next question. How do you handle rejection in dating and it comes to your mental health? Like, because I feel like in the world that we live in, all the things that are going on, all the things that we are dealing with, and we want to be accepted. We want to be accepted in the workplace. We want to be accepted, at clubs and at bars. And, we want to feel accepted and welcome. And then in dating, you want to feel that same way, but then somebody rejects you. So how do you navigate rejection in your mental health?
So that's a really good point that you made, because you use the idea of acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for me, we talk about mental health a lot here.
Yeah.
I've been in therapy for 6 years. I've had the same therapist for a long time. I like to consider myself a very self-confident person.
Yeah.
And I have moved from the space of acceptance and tolerance in any situation.
Mm-hmm.
So as you keep saying that we want to be accepted, that's not my goal in life.
Yeah.
I don't really feel the need or the urge to conform, to belong in community,
Mm-hmm.
to belong in a space. I am an individual, and I really live in that. And I think navigating that with rejection is, I don't want to say it's easy, but it's less concerning for me, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a less blow to my self-confidence, because like I was saying to you earlier, rejection for me was always about ego. When you're able to decrease your ego and really think about it,
yeah,
a lot of it is not about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, navigating that in the dating space, unless it's somebody like I really like, if I'm shooting my shot at somebody and the ball bounced, it is what it is.
Right.
I'll move on to the next person. But I think that can also be a double-edged sword, because I feel like a lot of people are using that kind of way of handling it as a coping mechanism. So they're just racking up,
Rejection.
But they're just racking up. I don't want to even say rejection. They're just racking up attention. So yeah, they're just racking it up.
Because I feel like being a confident dater,
Mm-hmm.
especially I feel like in the Black gay dating
Mm-hmm.
space, you have to exude confidence. Like you have to. In LA, you have to know that you are that bitch and that man out here in these LA streets, because dating here is dating here is tough. It's weird. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I feel like you have to know. So I feel like when it comes to your mental health and dating and rejection, I feel like you have to really, really know who you are and be confident in the person you are, and also not take everything so personal. And I think not taking it personal will allow it to be like something that just rolls off your shoulder.
I think that that's an important thing, not even just in LA, just being a gay person, being a gay man in general, because a lot of the connections that we tend to make are very loose.
Yeah.
So you really can't be so attached
to
certain to certain things and certain feelings here, because a lot of those feelings are not even realistic in consideration to certain things.
Yeah. And I think you have to have complete control of your thoughts, or grab control of your thoughts when you are rejected, because I think before, and you can attest to this, when you have a crush on somebody, you tend to kind of plan out certain things in your head.
Yeah.
Maybe, not to be extreme, but maybe the wedding. Or maybe the date, or maybe the kids. Like you start to just plan out.
Plan out how y'all would look.
Yeah, how y'all look together.
How y'all look together. How y'all pictures is gonna look.
I had a homegirl that would literally like screenshot a picture of a guy and like do like a little like side by side. Like, you think we looking together?
Your homegirl crazy.
Yeah, she is. But I used to laugh at shit like that because I'm like, wow. But it also to me like it's. I thought it was like fun. It's like fun in dating. Like you want to see like, am I gonna look good with this person? That's cute. But I feel like also too, you have to prepare yourself. Ooh, excuse me. You have to prepare yourself for the shakeup of that not happening,
not working,
or that rejection. Not
and
happening.
I think that's probably, for me, what I just thought about is probably like the trauma behind it, and why people use privacy as like a very like a I don't want to say coping mechanism, but that's like a way of movement. Everything got to be private. Everything got to be private, because whenever you have a downfall, you don't want people to know. You know what I mean? So okay,
I think that's big. Because I mean, social media rejection, dating rejection. I think that in my first relationship, we were so social media, picture, Instagram had just started. We were so taking pictures, Facebook, everything. And when the relationship ended, and people would ask, and I didn't put that we ended the relationship. I just didn't talk. I just didn't post a picture of him. And this was before the era of let me clean up my page.
Yeah.
So the pictures were just there, and people would ask, and I'm like, oh my God, I have to let people know that it didn't happen.
Do you though?
Do
you think you owe it to the public whenever something doesn't work out with you and somebody to really be like, hey?
At that age, I thought I did because we were, 8 months away from getting married, and people seeing the engagement, and they
see, yeah. So that's a different.
I think that I feel like I had to answer to people in that regard. Yes. Yeah. At this point in life, I think you and I both talked about this. Like when it comes to dating, it will be very private. You will see my man elbow, shoulders, elbow, knees, and toes before you see his face.
I'm kind of on the opposite side of that. I post my dude, something happened, it don't work out, I move on to the next.
Like, I do not believe you.
I don't. I mean, but I'm also a private person. But I'm saying if I'm gonna,
that's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying if I'm not gonna not post him, and I'm not gonna post his earlobe and his eyelid and his big toe, just to get the girls excited about me having a man and they want to know who it is.
I like my boomerangs, my cheers.
I don't. I'm not gonna do that because again. I feel like we also make ourselves very insecure because we play into the social media game.
Yeah.
I tell you all the time, this is why a lot of the time why I'm very distant away from like being in a relationship because I feel like there's a lot of relationship propaganda out there. People are like not forcing you, but like pushing like partnership in your face to me where it looks so disingenuous. Like it
you feel like that?
Yes. I feel like that.
Where do you, because I'm on the opposite end. I don't see that. I don't feel like
I can give you examples. Christmas time.
I'm listening. No,
Valentine's Day time, holiday time, where the girls just create such a frenzy. Because honestly, Valentine's Day is my favorite holiday.
I like they create more of a frenzy around Christmas time.
But y'all create such a frenzy with being in matching pajamas with your man and having a dog and taking pictures. Now, there's nothing.
You mad about that?
No, I'm not mad at all. I'm just, because I think that those things are beautiful, but I think that it's become something that I feel like people are like, fishing towards. Like people are like, I even see the girls talk about it on Twitter. Like, I can't wait. I need to get my man now because Christmas coming up. I gotta have my pictures on my pajama set.
What's wrong with setting that goal?
There's nothing wrong with it. Like, so for me, I find I've been looking and thinking about the way love and partnership looks like for me. And for me, I look at it like a luxury, like how I buy designer things. When I get it, it's going to be something that's, cherishable to me, but I also believe that we live in this idea that everybody finds someone.
Yeah.
And I don't think that that's necessarily true. I think that if you want to be in a relationship and you want to be in a connection with somebody, that's something you have to work at and you have to find and you have to take time to build. I don't think your man just gonna pop up on you. I think we all joke like we just want our man to just break into our house and just lie in the bed next to us. But in the reality, you can't. That's not going to happen. You have to go outside and seek what you're looking for.
Yeah, which I agree. But I do think that there's nothing wrong with to your point about Twitter and like Christmas. I think there's nothing wrong with looking forward to having those moments. Are you a hopeless romantic?
I used to be. I think I got a little bit like, because of my experience, I got a little bit like, I don't want to use the word jaded because I'm not bitter about anything. I don't think, but I think I'm a little like, child, this is just, like,
How you feel about dating right now?
Yeah, just like, But you know why? I think I also feel like that because the prospects in LA don't get me excited. Like,
yeah, you get more excited when we travel.
Yeah, I tell you that all the time. I mentioned this in episode 1. If we had a connection full of black professional gay men here that were more open to dating and that we didn't see out a lot, it would make me more excited about dating. I think that, especially for me and you, we're doing this podcast. We're also very social people. I feel like we're limiting ourselves because the same 6 people that we are recycling them. And that to me is not exciting. I'm not going to find my man in that bunch. I asked you
the other day, let's move to Houston. You said no. I was like, let's move to Houston. Let's take the podcast to Houston for a little while. No. What you gonna do? We cannot be here at 40.
I'll be fucked out. I need
it's okay. Do you feel like lack of communication, energy, and effort is considered rejection in dating?
I think there's steps to it, and it depends. So it depends if you're in a relationship, and it depends if you're not in a relationship. Like it depends if you're dating. So,
like for example, if you're dating somebody, maybe y'all are talking for a month, maybe twice a day, you text throughout the day. After that month, you notice that conversation has minimized to maybe where y'all talking once a week.
Yeah.
And then maybe every other week. Do you feel like that's a form of rejection?
And the way that you have made a definition for it early in the episode, because I think that it's dwindling. I think getting to know somebody stage, that small period, that early period is very pivotal, and the communication has to be high because the stakes are high.
Yeah, I agree. I feel I think that in the beginning stages of us getting to know each other, how am I getting to know you if we're not talking? I feel like we talked about this before. We're living in LA. You can meet somebody in January. It's June. You just not going on a date with them in LA. That's how crazy dating is here.
That's what y'all do?
People don't prioritize. You don't date here. But that's how people don't prioritize dating here like that. So it's like, oh, we'll get together. 6 months later, y'all finally get together. And it's like, well, I've lost interest because I met you in January and we just all going out in June.
But you see, there'd be like extenuating circumstances. If January and June is like, I know this is a hypothetical, but those are 6 months.
No, let me be honest with you. I met a guy December around Christmas time. You know, my family was here. Wasn't able to get together because my family was here and it was holidays. January come, let's schedule something. He was busy. I think that it got to like March. And I told him, I said, hey, we've been chit-chatting for 4 months. You live 20 minutes away from me. Why haven't we met up? He said, I'll show you. His response was, well, it's only been 4 months. I don't think that's too bad.
I think that's very gracious for you because if your intention right now is to date because you're looking to marry.
But I took him out of the interest pool because I feel like after 4 months, I did. I was like, after four months, I want somebody that's excited to see me. Like I want almost to be like, if I give you my number on Sunday at Trunks.
4 months is ridiculous. I think that doesn't make any sense.
If I give you my number on Sunday at Trunks, by that following Friday, I would love for us to be at dinner. Getting to know each other.
It doesn't matter how busy you are, and it doesn't matter how big your rotation is. 4 months, if we met in December, you have all of this interest from me, and it's March, and you're just saying, it'd have been okay, it's clipped for me.
After how many missed calls and texts do you just chalk it up to the game and was like, I was rejected?
I'm not a person to ask me that because my patience is thin. You get 2 calls, 2 texts. That's it. Because I think 3 is the number for me. I think 3, I'm a fool. So 2 times. You know what I mean? And then it's done. Yeah.
I think that I around the same. I feel like if I text you twice and if a call was placed, I'm once. If I done text you twice and that's 3, I take it as you're no longer interested and I'm moving on. And don't try to circle back.
Yeah, because you can't circle back. Your excuse, your mama had died or something. Granny had died because.
Well, I have a secret that I do in my phone. Like I will put that red X emoji next to your name, so I won't respond your message. I don't want to block you because I want to see you call. I want to see you text.
What does the X do?
There's no point in talking.
I think you only do it because you're a very absent-minded person. You might text it, might respond. Yeah, that ain't got nothing to do.
Or we out on a Sunday night, and I'm like, let me text. Yeah, it helps me remind like that person is not somebody I want to be interested in. Shifting it to social media, though.
Right.
How do you feel about shooting your shot in the DMs in social media, on social media? And do you feel like shooting your shot on social media is easier than doing it in person?
It depends. So I'm very comfortable shooting my shot, but I don't shoot every shot I want. I don't shoot because I just have to be very, very careful with that. Not because of anything, but just because specifically, like we talking about it, we in LA. Everybody is in an open relationship in this city, and it's just very dangerous because we are. You say this all the time. I'm a very mixy person. I talk to a lot of people.
Mixy,
I talk to
M,
a lot of people,
I,
and then they're also
XXY.
in relationships, and they be having like boyfriends, and sometimes we be all flirting and stuff. It's just
All
kind of
three of y'all?
individually, but it's just kind of weird
interesting.
to me because we shifted off gears, but I'm gonna get back to the point. It's just kind of weird to me because it's like the difference, the big difference with LA and the Hollywood community is because it's like you know everybody, so there's no opportunity and space for discretion. Where like in New York, I can be in the city. I live in the Bronx. I'm talking to somebody, and nobody will know him that he live in Brooklyn or whatever.
Yeah.
There's just really not that kind of space here. But shifting back, I shoot my shot, but I don't shoot every specific shot that I like.
Yeah.
And I also have a system. Like if I'm interested in you, I'm not gonna run you down. I'm not gonna like 87 different pictures.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a picture, maybe 3 pictures at a time, then you post a story, a heart or something. After the third heart, then I'll say, damn, you look good or something. I'll say something that will initiate. And your response to me will be what I will use to brace myself for the next thing. If you hit me with an all, it's already, I already know what that is.
No. It's the double tap for me.
Yeah.
I say you look good, you just double tap.
Who you double tapping?
I'm unsending.
You unsending?
Yes.
I'm gonna leave it there like a thug.
I'm mad.
I'm gonna leave it there like a thug. I'm gonna send a strong emoji. Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
You got it. You got it.
Because I feel like shooting my shot on social media and in person, I am more of an in-person type of person. Like I want you to see me smile. I want to see my outfit.
That's how you get them. You
gotta smile. That's how you gotta get them. But shooting my shot on social media, I think kind of similar to you. Like I'll like, but I will comment. I will like maybe 2 or 3 pictures. The picture I like the most, I'll just do like, I do the sign with the eyes on the face with the stars on it and their eyes. I'll do that, and then like I said, and then
just start commenting.
I'll comment, and then I'll wait till you post. Like it may take a week for me to shoot my shot. I'll wait till you post in your story, and then you'll get you look nice.
I like the stories. The stories is really weird.
Because that's where the DMs start.
Yeah, I like the story because post something in real time so I can, my favorite thing is the tongue emoji.
How is that? What? That's nasty.
No, it's not. It's just like, it's a little flirtatious. It doesn't mean anything.
You stick your tongue. If somebody sent me a tongue emoji, I'm like, what you stick your tongue out? What you want to lick?
You a child.
What you want to lick at that age? What you want to lick?
You a child. Or I'll send heart eyes. But now there's this whole confusion about heart eyes. Stop sending me heart. Like people it's just so much. Like damn, I can't even.
Wait.
So there's this whole conversation about sending heart eyes. It's like so many people heart eyed in my pictures. Do something different. Show me something. Like what would you like me to do now? I just feel like this.
Well, to me, I like words opposed to emoji. So like if you like my outfit or you want to say what's up, like I like words. I like emoji. Like somebody sent me a DM today and it was just like the praying hands. And I was like,
the praying hands.
I said, did you mean this?
Some of those emojis be very
But he was like, oh my God, I meant to wave. But it was kind of funny because the conversation started off kind of funny. Because I'm like, why would you send me praying hands? You praying for me, boo?
Do you get offended when your DMs go unanswered?
Do I get offended? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why would you not? What, did they read it or they didn't read it?
It's that's a good question.
Does that make a difference?
Unread for me, no. Unseen for me, no. Because I be not seeing it. But if you've seen it,
yeah. I think if I send you a DM and like it's just unseen, it's like I still have time to like after a week, like I can go in there and unsend it.
Stuff.
I do unsend messages.
I stand on it. I'm gonna just send it. It is what it is.
But then this is so funny
because you be like message unsend. That's like, more embarrassing to me than still having a message.
You can't see it.
It said. I think it says user has unsent message.
Really?
Yeah, I think it does do that, right? I'm not crazy. I know it does that. I think it says.
Why would you not like?
I think after some time.
Why would you not tell me that?
Well, I'm telling you now.
I'm not crazy.
I thought no.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow. We gotta test that when we leave.
Okay.
Oh my God, that's embarrassing.
Okay, so second part. Do you think that express shows rejection or disinterest? If they read your message.
Okay, well for me, I told you disinterest is rejection in some form. So I feel like if they read my message and they did not respond, I feel like that is rejection.
Okay.
Depending on what I said. So if I just said, "Oh, nice fit," and it's nothing. But if I said, "Hey, how was your day? You want to, go grab coffee?"
Right.
And it just go unseen, I feel rejected.
You feel rejected.
But I don't think I don't come on that strong during the first conversation. To me, it's very much so like, "Hey, how was your day?" And then see what the response is from that.
Okay. So we got scenarios because we gotta wrap up soon. But I do want to ask: have you ever been friend zoned?
Have I ever been friend zoned? I feel like I have been friend zoned before. But I also feel like on the flip side, I do more friend zoning. I told you this, this, like, it's very rare that I'm like, "Oh, I like him." It's always like, "Oh, he'll be a good friend." I see people as friends first before I see them as lovers. And then you call me naive, and sometimes I don't even know that somebody likes me like that because I'm so busy like, "Oh, this is my friend." Conversation we just had before we start recording. You always
I feel like that's straight up bullshit, but I'm gonna let you have it while you tell the people that.
What?
I don't believe that you don't know that they don't like you. I think you want a grand gesture. I think you want a grand gesture,
clarity,
a reveal of their affection for you before you go.
Because
I don't. I think that is
but you know why that is? Because I feel like there are certain way that certain friends treat us, and I don't confuse the way they treat us than like a man. I mean, we have certain friends in our life that really treat us like gentlemen, and they treat us very nice. And if another man came into the picture and treat us that same way, I don't know the difference because my friends treat me really, really good.
Yeah.
So you have to make that grand gesture. So I do feel like I friend zone more than I get friend zoned. What about you?
I think I want to say I'm consistently friend zoned, but not in.
Because you're the good time girl?
No, not because of that. But I think that I get a lot of, "Oh, you have great energy. I like your style. I like you. Like you're a nice person." I love those compliments, and I really appreciate them. And I feel like you know what, you're right, because I am a good time girl. I like to have fun. I like to go out and stuff. And I'm so like non-intrusive and just like so extra with people. I think people really gravitate towards that, and everybody want to be my friends.
I've had men tell me that like, "Y'all not," speaking of you and I, "y'all not ready for relationships. Y'all go outside too much." And I'm like,
I don't think the two correlates, and I'll be ready to argue people down with that because
before we end really, really quick, or before we jump into our scenario, I do want to ask you this question.
What?
Do you feel like you've ever been rejected because of your femininity?
I'm feminine.
Oh my God. You are ridiculous.
Oh, absolutely. In my younger years, I was definitely very effeminate. And being black and being gay, coming up, being an effeminate black boy is just not something that and even like now as adults, like people are just really just chasing masculinity.
Weird. It's so weird, Nathan, because to be honest, like I don't see you as a feminine. I don't really utilize.
I think I'm very feminine.
I don't really utilize the terms masculine and feminine.
Yeah.
Because I think people are just gay.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be
but
gay,
I'm
whatever that is for you.
In my femininity, I
feel like I don't feel like if somebody said describe Nathan, I really wouldn't use the word feminine.
Tell them I'm a beautiful black woman.
Yeah. But I mean, we see a lot of posts on social media, like even about like nails. You and I, we like to get our nails done every other week. We got a fresh set, new color. And there are men that will say that they do not like to date other men who get their nails done.
They're not for me. I'm not interested.
Yeah. And I feel like, but do you feel like that's a form of rejection? Because for me,
not for me.
When I went on dates with guys, they would be like, "Oh, I like your nails." Oh God, I never dated somebody with nails.
Let me say, if masculinity is the part of the threshold that we're all trying to meet, masculine men like girls like us, and I'm gonna tell you that now. Everybody ain't looking for a lumberjack and a construction worker.
You are right.
There are a lot of men that Listen, with me, you're gonna get my designer purses, or you're always gonna get my nails. It's not changing. And I think in my younger years, I used to be so afraid of my femininity because that was something that they made us feel bad for. But as an adult, I look so polished. If you look at a lot of the boys that's running around here, everybody look like a blunt. So I just don't. I'm comfortable with my femininity. How about you? Really, really quick.
I think that for me, I am very comfortable in the skin that I am in. I am beautiful.
Period.
I am amazing.
Period.
Look at me.
Look at you. You my Angela right now?
Yeah. I am a phenomenal woman. But I feel like, too, I tend to attract guys that enjoy my feminine traits, you know? And like I said, I don't view them as feminine traits, like getting our nails done and stuff like that. I just view that as just us being gay men that just enjoy, like, I love the word you use, polished.
Yeah.
I feel like we are very polished men. We like our designer, everything. We like our nails done. We like our chokers. We like very polished things. I don't feel like I've ever been, well, I take that back. There was one scenario that did happen to where I had faux locks. And I got some faux locks done. And a guy that I was talking to, we have been talking for maybe a couple weeks.
Oh, we were just talking about this the other day.
And he told me to FaceTime, and I FaceTimed him with my faux locks. And he was like, oh, wow, you know, your hair looks nice, like something that my mother and my sister would wear. But I don't like guys.
Not my mother and my sister would wear. Bitch.
And he was like, I don't like to date guys who get, you know, hair extensions in their head. And this is when faux locks was popping. I was like, I like them, you know. And I told you immediately, like after I got off the phone with him, I never answered another call or text message from him because I felt like, don't make me feel less than because I like certain things. I like certain hairstyles. I like my nails. They'll make me feel less than. So I would never be with somebody that can't accept me for nails, hair, feet done.
Yeah, I think that at this point we're just gay, and being gay comes with whatever
we want it to come with.
And there's a lot of us on the spectrum.
I like the sparkle, shine.
Yeah. You know, everybody ain't glittering, but those they're comfortable too, and you should let everybody just be themselves.
I could date a man that gets their nails done. I think that's fun. Could you?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's fun.
I don't care.
You know, I mean, you know, I like butch queens.
So yeah, I like butch queens too. So
you do like butch queens.
Anyway, run your scenario real quick.
Yeah,
before we wrap.
So, do you feel like if you were getting to know somebody and they were like, you know what, y'all are done, and maybe like 3 months later, you seen them out and they were with a friend of yours? And they're dating your friend. So they rejected you, but now they're dating your friend. Would you feel some type of way? And how would you handle that situation?
When I was younger, yeah, but as an adult, no. This has happened to me a few times, actually. I don't care. Have at it. That's yours now.
Do you tell that friend? Because what if that friend didn't know? Would you tell that friend, like, oh, I used to talk to him? You leave it? Okay.
I'm it's quiet. Go ahead, have it. And
it's interesting because we have such open, transparent communication. But I too would feel like, you know, if my friend asked me, like, do you know him? Then I would probably like.
It really depends on the kind of friend you are.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends that are very sensitive, you know, and everybody is not as open-minded as I am with certain things, and I've realized that. So I really condition myself to move according to the way people, you know, respond and act to things. And I just know how the girls are and how they are with men.
Yeah.
And even if this person dated me a long time ago, now I don't want you acting weird with me, you know, because of, or feeling like you can't bring him around me.
Yeah.
Once it's done, it's done.
And
I'm not going to stop your life with nobody.
I feel the same way. If me and that person only went out for dates, we chit-chatted, and we realized that it didn't work, and this interest, we just both agreed that it ain't going to work, and then 3 months later, you had an interest in my friend, as long as we didn't have sex or anything like that, I don't even
Why does the sex play a portion for you? Why does that play?
Well, I think I would have to tell you.
Really? Even if you didn't, it wouldn't bother me.
I would tell you.
If it's me and you, yeah, because exactly. I know your sensitivity, so I would tell you.
Oh, I'm sensitive.
I know your sensitivity.
Well, I respect you as my friend, so I feel like I would if me and that person just went for coffee is nothing, but me and that person had sex and you and that person are seriously dating, I do feel like I have to tell you as my friend.
Yeah, if it's me, like I said, it also depends on the level of friendship and how you are as a person. I just think a lot of people are just not, especially gay men, we're very silly and we're not very emotionally stable when it comes to men in this kind of space. So
yeah, I would just never want my friends to find that out and they didn't hear from me first.
Yeah, I get that. I get that portion. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. You want to do the next scenario?
Yeah, we got one more. Okay. How would you feel if your partner's family did not like you, and on the flip side, vice versa, if your partner, your family didn't like your partner?
So this is interesting because I feel like this is getting into also dating rejection too, but like family dating rejection. And I feel like you want to be accepted and loved by your partner's family. So I think that my family's very loving and accepting. So you would have to do something really, really vicious for my family to be like, we don't like you. My family likes everybody. And I feel like I'm a very nice, I think, friendly person. So if your family didn't like me, I think I would find that to be like very interesting.
Yeah.
Like I don't, honestly speaking, I do not think that I can continue a relationship with somebody and their family not like me. Unless we have been together 10 years and something happened, they're like, oh, my family don't like you. But I have a very loving and close-knit family. And unless my partner doesn't have a relationship with their family at all, that'd be different. But if they have a close, tight relationship with their family and their family didn't want me around, I think that would just be weird.
Yeah, that would be.
Especially, I want children. So, I want my children's grandparents and aunts and uncles to love me and to love the kids and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be in a situation like that. What about you?
I agree with you with that. I think for me, it depends on your relationship with your family.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have a relationship with your family, they're already helping on not liking who you are interested in. But I think that if you have a close-knit relationship with your family and I'm somebody that's in your life and they don't like me, because most people like me. So if your family don't like me and you're not making a conscious effort to make sure that's something that we can repair, it's weird. But me and my family, I'm close to my family, but there's a lot of boundaries. So I think, with respect, I think that my family would like who I like. I think they have outside of their love for me, they have a lot of admiration and respect for me. So they know that I would bring a partner home that would be, respectful. That'd be, I guess, somebody that they wouldn't even have to question that. Yeah. So, yeah.
Whew. Well, y'all, I mean, we got through the rejection episode.
I know we ran a little bit long, but this was some good topic.
Yeah. So dating tip is rejection is normal. And it's a part of the dating process. So that's my tip to everybody. Just know that rejection is normal. It happens.
I agree.
You move through it and just learn how to process rejection.
And stop taking social media so personal.
Yeah.
It's the computer.
It's the computer. It's the phone.
It's the computer. It's the phone. Like, get outside, smell that air, do what you got to do.
All right. Well, thank y'all for tuning in.
Thank y'all so much for
We'll see y'all next time.